Hey folks, your OS Reviews. You're watching our video first look and a quick review of the EDC Core Double Arc Electric Flameless Lighter. This is using similar technology to other electric lighters we've seen recently that has this pretty cool, interesting design that is flameless, so you can bring it more safely when traveling, and it's also rechargeable, so technically you can just plug it into a standard micro USB based lead and then use it over and over again. And beyond that, it has a very cool design. So it's great for camping, for traveling, as an emergency lighter for candles, matches, things like that. So it's also windproof because of its design, and we'll show you guys that later on. But the price point here is $25 a pop, which means that it has free shipping on Amazon, regardless of if you have Prime or if you're just a regular user. Box here is pretty simple, basic info on the sides. It's called the Arc Electric Lighter, and then inside you can see that it has some kind of humorous advertising that says jet fuel, not really, but indeed it is a very cool gadget nonetheless. So the lighter is well presented on the top, almost like a jewelry piece. We'll take a closer look at this in a second. And underneath the jet fuel kind of a plastic box is where we have the micro USB cable for charging. Very standard. It will charge up in under 2 hours and then get you I would say months and months of use before you need to recharge it again, and it retains the battery pretty well. So if we pop it out of the protective kind of sheath here, the entire lighter is constructed out of a very reflective mirror-like surface. It's etched in chrome and aluminum, so it does feel very high-end. And at $25, it's average for a kind of double arc electric lighter. It's one of these more modern designs. You have the company's logo embedded on the front and a simple key that you can tap on to turn the unit on or off. The back here features access to the charging mechanism that includes the micro USB port. There's an LED light for status, and then a dedicated power on-off switch for safety. The cap here is actually pretty interesting because it uses magnets to kind of pop open and close. So as part of the advertising campaign, they kind of claim that you can get really good at this, just kind of flick it open and then flip it up again using your wrist, which is very cool. So you don't even have to pop in the lid on or off manually. You can just use your wrist for this entire kind of magnet motion to happen. So it stays open really well because of magnets down below here, and then closed using magnets as well, so it remains very secure. Size-wise, similar to a compact kind of power bank of the statue. If I have kind of a fitness tracker, here is a Xiaomi Amazfit Arc. You get a nice size comparison there. And if I have a phone, such as a 5-inch Android device, you also can see how it looks like when stacked up next to your average smart handset. So it's easy to pocket into jeans as well as to take with you when traveling or on the go. So when we power the unit on, again, you have to flick the safety switch to on. You can see a small LED which will glow blue that tells you the unit is in the on position. Afterwards, you can also see the LED ring on the front illuminate blue, so it is a very cool effect. And if we kind of dim the lights in the background here, it definitely creates a very interesting look. The top here, where the double arc pattern happens, that's where the electric current runs through, and because of the super high current, it's able to ignite and light pieces of paper, matches, candles, anything that runs between this without any issues. And again, it creates this X-shaped kind of pattern pretty well, but you can see that sometimes it does get a little bit pushed off to the side, just depending on the orientation that you're holding it, and if there is a little bit of wind. Now, even if the X shape isn't completely centered, it doesn't matter, because as long as the current is touching your paper, it's going to ignite and light it, the match, the tip, the wick without any problems. It is technically a windproof lighter. That means that there's a bit of a fan in the background. If you're using it outdoors in tough conditions, it will still light it, since again, there isn't really a conventional flame that goes really high up and will be affected by the wind. So this is one of the benefits of having something like this. Closing it up, it isn't really a safety mechanism in terms of automatically switching it off. That is a feature I've seen on some competing models, but regardless, it remains a very, very cool effect. And then of course you can power it off completely when not in use. One cool feature that I want to mention is if you plug this in to charge it at the base here using micro USB, what you'll notice is that the lights on the bottom here, as well as the ring on the top, will both be illuminated. And it's going to kind of glow until it reaches 100%. It's a smart battery pack, so it's not going to overcharge or overheat during this process. And you can also charge it using a standard power bank or something like that. So that's pretty cool. So no real complaints as far as using this. The ports here, what you'll notice is it's not covered up by a rubber flap. So just like other electric lighters we've seen, it's not a rugged product. Don't submerge this in water. Don't drop this. It's not shock absorbing. So, make sure you don't get it wet, and it should be fine. With that being said, it still is capable enough to handle your day-to-day use. If there's wind outside, if there's a little bit of rain, it will still work since it is pretty rugged in the build, and the fact that, again, there is no real flame on the top, so it can still perform as expected under those more dangerous weather conditions. It's just that the main body can't be submerged physically into water. So that's just something to really quickly keep in mind. All in all, I have to say that these double arc electric plasma lighters are definitely a very cool gadget to consider, not only, for lighting things, for going on camping and as a backup emergency lighter, but the design of this one in particular is my favorite yet, just because it doesn't really seem like a lighter at all. It's more similar to a power bank, a lipstick, or a marker, and its chrome accent just makes it seem much more expensive than the price would suggest. For $25, it remains competitive as far as price point is concerned, and it works really quite well with no real issues as far as using it for lighting matches, wicks, as well as pieces of paper. No real complaints there. So kind of blow on it very quickly here. You can see kind of the sparks almost trying to move a little bit, but it still stays in place relatively well. And that's a simulation of kind of using it in outdoor environments. After about 20 seconds, the kind of flame will turn off as a safety precaution. So if it's in your pocket, it still remains, safe without, accidentally getting damaged or anything like that. So it has a nice kind of battery saving precaution as well. So everything seems pretty well made, constructed. Fit and finish is outstanding. The magnetic end cap really is quite a unique feature from a mechanical engineering perspective. And I think if you're looking for a ultra-modern, cool electric lighter as a nice gadget or a gift, this is definitely something that could be considered. So thanks for watching this video here at OS Reviews. This has been a quick first look review of the EDC Core Double Arc Electric Light.